Canadian crime drama first made its appearance in 2017, and now, 2 seasons in, fans need more of the intense action going on in the show. Now, it's been a while since we got to see Season 2, so the question is whether or not we will ever see Season 3. But don't worry, we are here with all the information. Will it happen?
From now on, all of you are now going to bite from me, and only me.
The second season was released back in 2018, and since the show has premiered on Netflix, its ratings drastically grew, and it became a huge hit for those who are fans of the crime type of TV shows. Since then, we haven't heard much about the show and potential new season. However, throughout the years, there have been many rumors about whether a new season is coming or not. Many have pointed out that the third season would come in 2021, but since we are already well into 2022 and haven't seen a new season, we believe it's safe to say that if a new season is coming, we should have to wait a while before we get to see it. Ideally, since Season 1 aired in 2017, followed by Season 2 in 2018, we should have seen the third one in 2019. But we all know that series can be unpredictable sometimes, so here we are. As of now, there aren't any official announcements about whether the show is renewed or canceled. If there is, we believe that it might take a long time before fans will get to enjoy it. But if it gets canceled, many will be left with unanswered questions. There isn't much news about the third season, but we have our hopes up that in the near future we will get to see it. The show was a huge hit in the United States and Canada due to some of the actors' outstanding performances, and with ratings just as outstanding as their performances, we are still scratching our heads wondering why a new season hasn't been released so far. Release date.
Do you answer to anyone?
No.
That is why.
In 2018, both seasons of Bad Blood were released on Netflix, and the following year, 2 extra episodes of Season 2 were premiered on Netflix as well. Today, it has been over 3 years since we saw the final episode of Season 2 and the last time we saw Vito Rizzuto in that sultry black suit. However, given the events that occurred in Season 2, and the anticipation to see what happens next to Declan, we believe a continuation might be coming sooner than we expected. Given that the last 2 seasons were released in the wintertime, we believe that the next one might be coming around that time as well. Now, since we didn't see it in 2020 and 2021, maybe 2022 will be the year for us to see everything. While there were speculations about a 2021 release date, it ended up all being just rumors, and now the release date remains a mystery. The creators of the show remain silent on the subject, but we as fans remain positive that eventually this season will arrive. Let's just hope it doesn't take them 3 more years. Many have suspected that the show might even see the end of its life and eventually get canceled after just 2 seasons. After many years of going back and forth, no one knows if the creators have decided on something. So far, it remains unknown, and we just hope that they will have the hope we all have to create at least 1 more season of Bad Blood. Cast.
So you tried to get the port back, huh?
If a new season were to premiere, we would expect to see many of the lead characters making a comeback in it. Some of them include the patriarch of the Rizzuto family, Vito, played by actor Anthony LaPaglia, from Without a Trace in Autumn in New York. He portrays the main character of the show and the boss of the criminal world at one point. While he was in both of the seasons, in the second one, Declan Gardner, Vito's second in command, took the lead role, played by no other than Kim Coates, who you might know from the hit TV show Sons of Anarchy. He is a relatively famous Hollywood actor and has managed to bring some incredible performances in the second season. We are certain that Coates will reprise his role as the protagonist and as the heir of the Rizzuto Empire. Next, we expect the return of Paul Sorvino, who portrays Niccolo Rizzuto and Enrico Colantoni as Bruno Bonsanori. Also, we should see Brett Donahue as Nico Jr., the son of Vito in the oldest position in the family, as well as Maxim Roy as Michelle, Vito's confidant. A character that might get explored more in the third season is Gio, who is the bodyguard soldier for the Rizzuto family and is played by actor Tony Nappo. Some other supporting roles that we might also see once again are Michelle Milat as Sophie, Vito's mistress, and Sharon Rayler as Rose. However, even though these actors are expected to return, there are for sure a few others that will be added to the cast and be introduced in the new season. But more on that once we have any official information. What can we expect? The story of this show revolves around Vito Rizzuto and his family. he is the head of the famous underworld and crime family. And since he has been a criminal since the early days of his life, Vito is always a target for the cops. It is set in Montreal, and the time is around the 2000s to 2010s. It shows in detail the troubles this family goes through and how they manage to keep being criminals without being caught by the police. However, when Vito gets arrested, he transfers all his powers to his right-hand man and partner, Declan. This is where Season 2 gets more focused on Declan and how he handles all this power. Soon, everything goes sideways when Declan decides to betray Vito. So when Vito gets released, he's seeking only one thing, and that is revenge. As the story follows and progresses into unexpected turns, we get to see a few characters die and many get into a fight. Given how the season ended, there were still a few unanswered questions that we have to have the answers to. While the main focus of the show is crime and business, which is set in a world that is still prevalent in contemporary society, it has a huge potential to finish the story. If there is a new season, we expect to see how Vito is planning on taking back his throne and how he will end up taking revenge on Declan. That is, if he manages to do so. We might also learn about other strategies and techniques that Vito will employ to survive after defeating all of his opponents. It has great potential for sure, and there are a lot of ways the story could go sideways and have unexpected plot twists. And yet, we have to wait to see whether or not we will get to see all of this. Who's behind it? Behind the show, there is a series of producers and directors who are the masterminds of Bad Blood, but one remains to be the one without whom we wouldn't have this show, and that is Simon Barry. He is the executive producer on the show. But long before the show was even created, he was approached by New Metrics Media on creating a movie that will revolve around the Rizzuto crime family. After he purchased the rights to Business or Blood, he joined forces with Michael Conveys to create the movie he was asked to do. Together, they chose to do 6 miniseries instead of a film, thinking that it's the best way to present the entire story. They met up with the author of the book, and after a long consideration, they went forward with it. Since this series is based on true events and on the life of Vito Rizzuto, a criminal who was actively active in criminal activities from 1992 to 2007, they have to change dates, names, and places for legal reasons. They also took inspiration from the Mario Puzo character from The Godfather to portray his character. Finally, they ended up with a script and took it further into creating a TV show instead of a movie like they were supposed to in the beginning. On a related note, we wanted to know, what are your expectations for Season 3 of Bad Blood? Let us know in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more amazing videos such as this one, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.